Hey everyone, my name is Teacher Jess, and today I'm going to take 10 minutes and I'm going to talk to you about part one of the Teacher Talent 101 on how to ace your teaching interview. So, the first part of this whole course is by the end of this course, we want you to be able to demonstrate how to effectively create a resume and prepare for a live interview by using real world interview scenarios and resources. So, some of the guiding questions for part one, we're going to specifically look at the qualities that administrators are looking for in candidates. So, part one, we're talking about resumes. Now, the reason why we're talking about resumes is right now it's currently April 2025, and we are currently in hiring season for the 2025-2026 school year. And one of the things that a lot of people are saying is, well, it doesn't really matter. We have a teaching shortage. Yes, we do have a teaching shortage with teachers that are qualified to teach all kinds of subjects. However, not everybody just wants to teach at a regular lower level school. You know, if you want to get into good districts, if you want to move, say you want to move from middle school to a high school position, if you want to move from elementary to a middle school position, now is the time to apply. Maybe you want to change schools within your district. Great, wonderful. Now is the time to apply. So, what are some of those specific characteristics that the administrators are looking for in candidates that are going to set you apart from the other people that they meet? Well, first of all, the admins are looking for work experience. They're looking for your areas of leadership, your state certification. Like right now, we know that foreign language teachers, math teachers, science teachers are some of the most needed positions, as well as special education across the board nationwide. What extracurricular activities are you willing to sponsor? That is very telling to a lot of administrators as to how much you're willing to invest in the school. Your references, so helpful if you know somebody at that school that's either a current teacher or somebody who has a connection with either the administration or the teaching staff there that can vouch for you and your professionalism. And then resume templates just simply means that your administration staff that's going to be interviewing everyone, they are looking for clean cut, easy to read, very scannable resumes. So we don't have to go on Canva and we don't have to print out this whole elaborate thing. We can, but we want something sleek and streamlined that shows who we are and why we're qualified for this position. So, when we talk about your work experience section of your resume, we want you to list the last three schools that you were employed at. If you've never been a full-time teacher, but maybe you're a student teacher, I would put my student teaching placement there. If not, for my work experience, I would at least list the places where I have had some type of educational experience as a teacher leading a group. It could be tutoring, it could be any type of volunteer experience within your community. The next thing I want you to do is describe in detail the professional development training courses that you completed while you were at each school. So, of course, we know that things like restorative justice, that's a big thing. Sometimes there are different literacy courses that we're required to take. Just whatever initiatives that you have taken professional development courses on at your previous school, you need to include that. Administrative teams are looking for work experience stability. They're looking at somebody who goes and stays at a place for a while. So if you are a very transient worker, we need to fix that because the transient work experience is going to hinder making a positive impact. I would say most administrators are looking for somebody who's going to stay at their school for a minimum of 3 years just to make a positive impact on the students and the culture of the school. Also, use keywords and phrases from the original job post to help your resume align to the district ATS, the district applicant tracking system. It's basically AI, it's going to track all the things that are highlighted from your resume that are listed in the job posting. So, right now, what I want you to do is I want you to reflect on, does your work experience demonstrate that you work well with your colleagues and you could stay at the same school for at least 3 years? Now, moving right along to areas of leadership. So, did you serve in any leadership capacity in your previous schools? Highlight that. New teachers, if there were any leadership positions that you were with in your university or student organizations back in your undergrad program, highlight this as well. Also, if there's any type of community service or involvement that you have, highlight that, highlight that, highlight that. So make sure that your resume is highlighting your leadership experience. That's going to make you a very marketable applicant. Somebody who jumps in, sees a need, tries to meet it, and problem solves on their own. Then your state certification. So we're always looking for those with flexible state certifications. Remember, they're trying to get the most bang for their buck. So if you are math and science or social studies and English, more certifications equals more opportunities. And if you are out of state certification, please have check the out of state certification reciprocity status. That make sure that's started before your interview. So think about, are there any state certifications that you could add to make yourself more marketable for different positions? My primary area is English language arts, grades 6 through 12. However, I went ahead and did a computer science K through 12 because I thought it would be an extra opportunity for me to market myself. Extracurricular activities. So check your school's website to see what clubs and sports teams are available already to the student body and consider what sports or clubs you would be interested in coaching or sponsoring because becoming involved in extracurricular activities demonstrates that you're willing to become invested in the greater school community. This is important. We have openings that need to be filled. So, what extracurricular activities, club sports are you interested in coaching or sponsoring and why? And the reason I say you need to look up the school specific coaching and club opportunities is simply so that lets you know what the school currently offers so that you can speak from a place of knowledge instead of just, if you're saying, oh, I'm interested in swimming, and then your school does not have a swim club or swim team. And then finally, the references. So list at least three professional references of people that know your leadership style and your teaching qualities. And they should be previous administrators, team leads, professors, bosses, supervisor. So the higher the leadership title in education, the better it looks as your reference. So if they're an executive principal or a department chair or a grade level chair. And so let your references know ahead of time that someone will be reaching out to them. You don't want them to get this random phone call or this email and just be completely out of the blue. So give your resume people a heads up. And so this is our reflection question. What previous administrators, team leads, and university professors could you add as character references to validate your teaching experience? And then here's something that I would do. I would search Microsoft Word templates. I would look on LinkedIn for different templates. And then I would also see for the free resume templates on Teachers Pay Teachers. I would also simply just Google ATS templates, resume templates, because those will be the ones that they're going to be really plain and really simple. But when you upload them into the applicant tracking system for the district, it'll scan for those keywords and hopefully it will pass your resume along with those keywords onto the HR department so that you can get hired. All right, so before we leave, make sure is your resume organized and easy to read, and does it include all of the previously mentioned sections? Okay. All right, we'll see you in part 2.